Good morning, everyone. Today is the 29th day of Cheshvan. Night tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh Kislev. A beautiful Thursday morning. We're on page 82 in the Chayenu, and we begin essay 3 of Kuntris Acharein, the last part of the entire book of the Tanya. So now we're going to discuss. Yesterday we talked about action-based mitzvahs, that everything has to be either action-based or articulated. And kavanah is like an extra thing. Of course, we mentioned at the end that we need kavanah for the wings of the mitzvah, so to speak, the ahava and the yira. But today, the Alter Rebbe again brings out that Torah study without the correct intention, and then he also brings in davening without the correct intention. So if you learn for personal satisfaction or for not for the sake of heaven, or if you daven because you feel guilty if you don't daven, or if you're trying to impress somebody, whatever. In today's lesson, the impact in spiritual realms of studying Torah without proper intention of Torah study, and with proper intention, and the prayer with proper intention as well. So we have to obviously put intention behind and purpose and meaning behind what we're doing. And that includes, of course, davening and learning. Okay. So in chapter 1, part 1, chapter 39 and 40, Alter Rebbe quoted Reb Chaim Vital Zal, who states that the Torah study that is uninspired by proper intent, let's say you're learning and you don't have kavanah, it creates angels in the world of Yitzirah, while mitzvahs fulfilled without proper intent create angels in the world of Asiyah. First of all, what does it mean, angels? And what does it mean without intent? And why should it be different from prayer, which we didn't mention yet? Larry, you with me? Both Larrys. To understand the statement of that was mentioned in the second chapter, doesn't sound so bad. You create angels if you learn without proper intention. But they're created in the world of Yitzira, Visham, Hevi, Mizohar Parsha Shlach, Leis Kala da Asivar, Chulu, Bar Kala Dairaiso, it's Leisa de Salik, Ovaka Chulu. So there, this source quoted from the Zohar that there's no voice lost from this world except the voice of Torah and prayer that ascends and pierces the heaven, meaning it does not remain below, but it ascends. All the other voices just remain here. But when you learn and you daven, it goes above. It goes up spiritually. Now, through intention in davening, angels are created in the world of Bria, as with intentions in the study of Torah. Bria is the second highest world. It really goes up to a very high level when we daven with kavanah. And when we learn with kavanah. So considering the results of one's intent in service of Hashem, and tefillah and Torah are very similar. Their words, when they learn and they daven with intention, with proper kavanah, go up to the world of Bria. Without proper intention, their words are repelled downward. Into the lowest heaven. So it's not that it doesn't go up, but it goes much, much lower. So in prayer is not as it should be, it's put into a lower level. The Ikrin, Saloisin, Silon, these prayers are called invalid, as the Zohar goes on to say. And the Rebbe will explain, obviously, it's still good that a person davens, but it doesn't reach the potential that it could. Ayin Sham, Parshas V'Yaket Afreish Aleph Amud Beis Ihi Miloi Kid Kayos. It is a seemingly. It is a if it is a seemly word, meaning if a prayer is prompted by proper intent, then the angel appointed as warden of prayers kisses it and elevates it. So if you daven with proper kavanah, it goes all the way up high, to a very lofty level. If not, not. It may still accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, but it doesn't reach the level that it should and could. So what's the difference between prayer and study without proper intent? When you're studying Torah without proper intent, one still understands and knows what he's learning. If not, it wouldn't be considered learning. It's like reading Tehillim. If you're learning without intent, you still gain something. Actually, stop. It's only that he's studying neutrally, without intention. He's still not learning the proper way, which is for the sake of heaven. Why is he learning that? But only out of the latent natural love for Hashem that every Jew has in his heart. I'm told to learn Torah, so I'm learning Torah, but I'm doing it. Today I really didn't feel like coming to class, but I came anyway. So I'm getting through it. On the other hand, he's not studying with an actual negative motivation, such as for his personal ego and pride or to show off or to whatever. He's just learning, but it's not really penetrating and there's no kavanah lishma, but he's just, it's his regular shir and he goes, but it's not the highest level. Allah salik le'ela min shamsha k'mesha kasu parshas vayechid af reish chaf kimul amud beis. This manner of Torah study does not ascend higher than the sun. Why? V'hainu mishum shemachshavta v'kavanasa hey mislabshais v'oisis adiba v'einai manichais oisan l'salkon leila. Obviously, he's learning, he's gaining a certain level of knowledge, but he's not having the proper intent that he should learn for the sake of heaven. Okay. And therefore, he's preventing the words that he's learning to go and his kavanah to go to the highest level. It's not a negative, it's not a selfish thing, but it's just not the best way. The ulterior motive that derives from the klippus thus encumbers his words of Torah. What about davening? Okay, so let's say a person is really davening with all his concentration, meditation, focus, then his tefillas go straight up to the highest level possible, right? Okay, so let's say one day he's not thinking evil, negative thoughts, but he's just not, he's not really focused on proper intent during davening. And when it says he entertains alien thoughts, not to help me out here, but it's not always the worst. Meaning it could be about business, it could be about something else. I know when it says machshava zaris, it's usually talking about very evil thoughts. Ella, since his intention is addressed to Hashem, and okay, so during the davening, sometimes he got a little distracted. Let's just even call them evil thoughts entered his mind. But still, he came to davening with an open mind and an open heart. He wanted to daven to Hashem. He's in, after all, a state of prayers. But the alien thoughts disturbed him during the davening. Happens, no? Not for you guys, but sometimes for me. It's trying to be. How about the test? The test coming up, the finals. It is therefore easily corrected, so that his davening can once again rise up to the state from which it was originally repelled. Okay, so here he did everything right. He took the right foot. He took the right steps. came on time, put on the tefillin, davened as best as he could, but with all the davening, Yetzer Hara does everything he can to distract you. So how do we fix this? So then, another tefillah that he davens, he prays with proper intention, even one full prayer. And he gathers all the prayers for the entire year in the one that one tefillah, and he now gathers them up, all the other davenings that he did, and he's able to pierce through to the highest level. So it's so beautiful when you learn from the Alter Rebbe. He teaches us that retroactively, you can actually go back and fix. It's the only time we can go back in time. We did something a month ago, 2 months ago, where we tried to daven, the Yitzhar distracted us, our mind was wandering, we weren't focused. What do? We feel bad. So those tefillahs are waiting there. They're hovering above. They're above, but they're not where they could be and should be much higher in the world of Bria. One davening, we put every ounce of effort and concentration. Like, we were talking about that last night in class, right? Certain times a year, whether it's Elul or whether it's we're holding a certain part of Tanya in the beginning of Tanya, when you're really into it and you're learning and you're focused. So Tanya says, Alter Rebbe says, that one time, and you daven and you reach such a perfect level, now you're bragging about it. It's not even that you consciously think about, finally, I was able to bring all my tefillahs up. That's a little braggadocious. But when you do, you're able to schlep along all the previous tefillahs that you originally set out to do in the right way. Just you got a little distracted in the middle. So what's the takeaway, Chavra? That pay attention to the angels you're creating through concentration in study and prayer. The opposite is also true. So we have to be careful that we don't think any negative thoughts, chas v'shalom. But when we concentrate during learning and davening, and don't let Nati's has very good minhag to leave his phone out of the room in shul. But in our minds, yes, the Yetzer Hara works very, very hard to even simple things. It's not a bad thing. Just don't forget your kid's birthday. Don't forget your friend's this. Don't forget to call so-and-so back. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's a distraction from focusing on communicating and talking and connecting with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, praising Him, thanking Him. And we should do all we can to focus on our prayers. However, take advantage of the last day of our Cheshvan as we enter into the new month tonight, Chodesh Kislev, the month of light and joy, gladness, and glory. Have a wonderful day, everyone.